All right, welcome back, and we'll let JJ introduce our panelists again, who's up. And on this round, it's going to be Representative Joe Harrison.
Joe Harrison will be the lead. And again, our panelist this evening is Mr. Ron Brooks with the Home and Terrebonne Chamber of Commerce, Philip McMahon with FLAG, Future Leaders of America's Golf, and Mrs. Tracy Tierney with TV 22 out of Morgan City. Thank you all again for being here. Ron, I think you have the next question.
For many years, the completion of Interstate 49 through our region has been of extreme importance for a number of reasons, including economic development and evacuation. What role, if any, do you see yourself playing in helping to make this project a reality?
Well, when you want to get out of town, we don't have many outlets to do that in light of all the disasters that we have. And this is an important issue and one that we worked on diligently for the last 4+ years. I-49 is an important issue. It's one that the costs have escalated to the point of trying to make it out of reach. We've talked to our federal delegation people and our state people about this. We came up with a plan about 2 years ago to try to merge the two plans, the LA1 project and the I-49, because they do intersect. And we did that for one reason. We were ranked, I-49 was in the 600 in federal ranking, whereas in the top 50 we had the LA1 project. So by marrying the two, our rating went up in the Federal Programs Act for roads and infrastructure, which puts us in a better position. But I think that what we have to look at is possible tolls, and not tolls on the roads as they are today, on loops that go around the cities. That if you want to go around the city and avert some of the traffic that we're trying to do, that you're willing to pay that toll, whatever it would be, to take that particular line of traffic out of the city. So there are things that we can do without increasing cost, but looking at it in a more business-like manner and feeling that we need to do something there. This is we can't keep bringing new business in if we don't have the roads, the bridges to be able to support the existing business before we bring new business in.
All right, Mr. Castay.
Again, it's all about being business friendly. And if tolls are what it's going to take to get the job done, if the government is not going to step up to the plate, and frankly, I haven't seen a move on this in droves over the past 18 years since I've been living in this area. I think we've got to take the bull by the horns because we're the ones that are going to be creating the business environment for our area. We're missing out on a lot. And I think that once we make a move toward that and still give the people the option of using the elevated 49 or not, we're going to see tremendous headway.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Philip, I think you have the next question.
Once again, Philip McMahon from FLAG.
In recent years, Louisiana consistently ranked toward the bottom in the nation when it came to education, from grades kindergarten to 12th. What is your solution to fix this problem?
Okay, Paul.
Balancing the education portion of the state's budget first. Then we can look at the rest of the state's budget. But before we do any of that, we've got to see the entire picture, which includes what's going on in the governor's office.
Mr. Harrison.
I think being married to a school principal, I have to use the right answer on this one, and the fact that I've served in a school board. I'm a strong believer that K through 4 is the most important years, the formative years for us to develop the kind of students that we're all looking for. If you look at New Zealand, which I've looked at many other countries that are successful in this area. New Zealand turned their whole country around in less than 8 years, where 80+% of their population have advanced degrees, when they were at the bottom of the global scale. What they did and what we ought to copy is no more than 15 student class size K through 4. 2 teachers in the classroom, one mentoring, the other teaching. The event that one teacher is sick, you have a teacher there. The event that you have a student that's weak, they can work with them. The bad thing is either pay now or pay later, and that's the excuse that I've heard for all too long, and we've got to get serious about our education, is because a kid in school costs us approximately $11,000 per student to teach that child. $60,000 per year to put a kid in juvenile centers, $37,000 a year to put them in prison. Are we going to pay now, or are we going to pay later? Let's put the money in education. Let's get that formative years there. Let's mandate that parents be involved in the process. As a school board member, I saw about 10 or 15 people would come to PTO meetings or meetings of the school board. They were always the parents who had the A and B students. We need to get more involvement by the parents, because only a teacher teaches 1/3. The parents teach 2/3 of that child's life, and we need to get that part of it involved more.
Very good. Thank you all. And Ms. Tierney, I believe you have the next question.
Recently, a bill was passed, successfully passed, banning texting while driving. It had a few other things in there for younger people as well, some limitations on them. Would you support a ban on the use of cell phones while driving?
Joe, I think
Joe,
you're first.
yeah.
Okay. Actually, I can tell you the statistics that we looked at when texting came out. It said it was actually double what an intoxicated person by texting because of the time that you're away from the vision of the highway that you're supposed to be paying attention to. My 2 granddaughters, I took their cell phones away, and I put looking for a device that supposedly is out right now that'll shut a cell phone down in a car. But I think with the systems that are available today, I have a Bluetooth system. I upgraded to a vehicle with a Bluetooth to have that hands-free to talk, because we're a mobile society. We're a society that depends, unfortunately, on a phone that 10 years ago hardly anybody had. So I would put a ban on it, but I would open the opportunity to use those phones with a device, a hands-free device within the vehicle.
I think most of the phones that are out today are getting more advanced. So yes, I would support a ban. Recently, I purchased a new phone and have been able to use the speakerphone and actually kind of prefer the speakerphone element of it as opposed to holding the phone to my ear. So yes, I would support it for safety reasons, if nothing else.
All right.
I did recently return my car to the dealership and said it does not understand my Labrador accent because it keeps giving me numbers I didn't say to call. So I would hope that they put a Cajun dialect into the Bluetooth. I called it a brown tooth or a black tooth, but something that would understand us so that we could get a better connection to the actual people we're calling.
In fairness, Mr. Castay, would you like to criticize your accent too?
Well, I suffer some of the problems, as Mr. Harrison does, with my New Orleans Yat accent, so I feel your pain there on that one.
I think we all have an accent, though. All right, our next question will be by Mr. J.J. Buquet.
Very good, Martin. Thank you. Final question here this evening, gentlemen. What one organization would you not take support from that your opponent has chosen to take support from?
Well, although he may feel I have researched all of his support, I truly haven't, so I can't really answer that question.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Mr. Harrison?
I would not take anything from any abortion-related companies or industries or doctors. I guess that's kind of the center of my life and my faith, and I believe that that's the thing that I most want to make sure that it's not done. Unfortunately, people send you money, and you're a one-man operation with one person. You try to check every single background as to where that person is getting that money from. So there are going to be mistakes made. I'm not saying that I've ever made any or I won't make any, but I'm hopeful that we're diligent enough to look at it, research it enough to understand that there are issues out there and people out there that try to influence you with money. Unfortunately, that's one of the sad things that we have to deal with as any politician, that raising money. It's one of the parts of politics that I do not like. I felt that if we could do something different to really expose the people for their qualifications more so than the money, that's where I'd like to be.
Mr. Castay, rebuttal.
Well, I'm pro-life, so I would not take any money from any abortion clinics. That goes without saying.
Okay. Joe, you would have a rebuttal too.
Any other?
No, I think that I've pretty much covered the subject matter.
Okay, what we'll do now, let's see, Tom, do we have to take a break, Jay? All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to come back for closing statements, and each candidate will have 90 seconds, so we'll be right back.